All hail the New York Giants!
Yeah, this is a big one. A lot of mixed emotions here with him.
When I look at Shedeur, strong stats, he elevated the program like right off the bat.
Jackson Patterson rocked up by Abdul Carter. No gain, and let's go to Danny Ryan.
Here, if this guy's the closest to Micah Parsons, then we're going to see.
Throwing on the run, and it's picked off! And that's Hunter! Travis Hunter up the right side! Hunter!
But he checks the boxes for everything you look for in a cornerback. It's that twitchiness, the fluidness, how good he is at staying on receivers.
They're down at 11. Ward able to spin free of Searcy. And then goes to the end zone and in the back.
Giants fans, what is going on? You are listening to a random episode of New York Giants Rush. We have the full schedule release. We are going live from Twitter. We are going live from YouTube. Sean, pretty cool that we have this access into person.
Yeah.
Gave this to us. We appreciate it. But
absolutely. First on the scene. Rush first on the scene. Breaking news, man. Can't wait. Can't wait.
That's it. So, listen, we don't have to wait too much longer, and we're not going to go game by game. We're just going to list the entire schedule so you can tune in, give us your thoughts. But Sean, without further ado, give a little drum roll right now, why don't you? Oh, there it is. We got the full release, baby.
Okay. Look at this. All right, we got a lot of division games early on, which has been opposite for the last couple of years, right? Normally. So I like it, man. See, we know where we stand early on. Get the division games over with, and I like it.
I think what's kind of interesting here is that we're playing Philadelphia within 2 weeks of each other, which I'm actually glad about in those regards. Like, we're getting that out of the way.
Right. And one's a Thursday night. So,
right. And we do struggle with the Giants on Thursday night. So,
we do. And then we got Washington and Dallas towards the end of the year, which, again, could mean something with those two games later in the year. Listen, I like Washington as game one. I think that's a good sign there. I put something out earlier on Twitter that, like, you know, I saw some people worried about like Washington, and I'm not saying it's a guaranteed win, but let's not act like Washington was that much better than us. And we know what we had last year, right? And we still probably should have beaten them both times. Let's be honest, right? So I think this is a winnable game for sure. We've upgraded, better quarterback play. I mean, they've upgraded as well, but I like the first game. In Dallas, same thing. I mean, we played them close last year too. Yes, Dak is back. Yeah, I know they signed or they traded for, Pickens, but again, who knows how combustible Pickens is going to be, right? So again, I think it's a winnable game. Obviously the Chiefs, right? And then Philly out of those first 6 games, but Chargers, I think that's a winnable game as well, and New Orleans, I mean, clearly they may have a rookie starting as quarterback for all we know. So I don't think this is as brutal as maybe people think those first 6 games, other than, again, Philly and the Chiefs for sure, right? Would you agree?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, I think the thing that we have to remember, too, is there's going to be some teams that rise and fall here. Detroit lost a lot of their coaching staff, right? So they might take a step back, right? San Francisco and Dallas, we thought would have been 2 of the tougher teams we had to play last year. That didn't turn out to be the case. That was just based on 2023, where they were both the 2 top teams in the NFC. So it's going to be interesting to see. And I think friend of the show, Ryan Dunleavy, said it best that we think it's going to be like our easy wins are just going to be like New England and Vegas and all these teams. The reality is we're probably going to lose a couple of those games, and we're probably actually going to win a few of these steals here. Who knows? Why can't we beat Kansas City? I don't think. I mean, look, they won 15-2 last year. Don't get me wrong, but they're not unbeatable. And things happen.
It's a home game for us, so that could be good. I mean,
15-2 last year. Don't get me wrong, but they're not unbeatable. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. Like I said, it'll be a good test to kind of see where we are after those first two games. I mean, when you want to go up a team that was in the Super Bowl, right? And then we got Philly that won the Super Bowl. So we'll see where we are. We'll see the progress is made, and that's what you want to see. But again, the first 8 games, Philly on there twice could be rough. We'll see, what we get there. And San Francisco, like I said, I mean, they lost some key components. You don't know if McCaffrey's going to be healthy because things happen there as well. So you don't really know with that one. But again, looking at Detroit, I think that's a great point that you brought up. I mentioned it before as well. You lose both your coordinators, that could be a big difference there, right? Yeah, they still got a lot of great talent. But again, that's a litmus test for us. We'll see where we are there. But I think those first 4 games, I mean, we could come out 2-2 or 3-1 realistically. I don't think that's being delusional to say that we could do 2-2 or 3-1 in those first 4 games. Like, what do you think?
I mean, the goal, I think, for the first 4 games, if we can squeeze out 2-2, that'd be really impressive. Like, try to get either Dallas or Washington, get a divisional win. And then, look, in Kansas City would be tough, but, maybe get a steal against the Chargers. I think that would be the goal.
You think that'd be a steal against the Chargers? You think they're that much better than us?
I think a little bit. I think, I would say overall Harbaugh, they actually win the coaching battle. I think they're overall a little bit more established. And I would take Herbert over. Russ. But that's not to say we can't beat them. A lot of this is going to depend on the Giants and how they just end up going out there and formulate. I think the Giants have the means to have a really top dog defense. Offense is TBD at the moment. I don't know if you agree with that.
I think I'm a little higher on the offense than I think most people are. I think because listen, I know what Russ did last year, and I know that I know he was hamstrung towards the end of the year, and that affected his play and his stats. But I think with Dable, that's not going to happen. And I think he can find open guys. So I do think that's there. But I do think Chargers is a winnable game. And again, I don't think that's being delusional. Yeah, Harbaugh, because what he's done. But, I mean, they lost some players there as well. They're going to run. So the big thing is, all right, we have the players now on defense. Can we stop the run? Because that's what he's going to do. Herbert is Herbert, right? But, again, we'll see. Like I said, I'm not saying we're gonna be 3-1, but I could see us being 3-1 based on that schedule. You just don't know that Dallas game, right? We'll see what happens there because they are loaded on offense. But again, we made some nice things. And as Vinny just pointed out, I mean, Chargers are coming here to New York, so it's not there. It's a cross country trip for them.
It's not an elite quarterback. He's not unbeatable by any means.
Right. Playing in Washington, like I said, we played him in Washington last year and should have beat him, right? With far less talent and but again, you never know. So I don't feel, I mean, Detroit is brutal. Green Bay, I don't even think is brutal. Like I don't see them as being that much better than us. I think the ones that are clearly are Philly, Kansas City, Detroit, and well, you don't know Minnesota because Minnesota, if JJ's starting, you don't know what you're getting there, right? So we don't know what kind of team Minnesota is going to be at that point. So,
agreed. So everybody tuning in, I mean, obviously this is a little bit of a makeshift episode. We do see a lot of viewers out there, and hopefully you guys are able to write this all down. We'll also tweet out the schedule so you kind of have it in like written form too. But wanted to go live here, obviously, and talk about it. Games that will be at Joker. I feel a little bad. There's no Florida games this year, which was already given. But have you gone to like Atlanta? Like, would you ever go up there, or is that just too far north?
I haven't gone there. I don't know if I would. Well, they're not there. Like, I don't even know if anywhere's close this year I could go to. I might have to do a fly up again for a home game. But no, I've been to like however many times they've gone down to play the Bucks over the last several years. I've been to a lot of those games. So yeah, who's on there? I mean, I'll have to talk to the guys. I'll have to talk to Craig, talk to Chris, see what games I can go to. Or one game I can fly up for maybe and do something special there. I don't think there's anything close by that I'm looking at it now. You got Chicago was good for you, right? And then Detroit. Possibly,
yeah, Chicago will be at, and the nice thing there is I think that's actually Veterans Day weekend, so I might have the day off the next day. So Chicago would be ideal. What I'm going to try to do, unfortunately, like the ones I didn't generally go to at home, is either the day before Thanksgiving, or the Sunday before Thanksgiving, or the Sunday afterwards. But obviously you can see here what I might end up doing is on the ride back, on the way back, I will probably go to that Detroit game. Sorry, not the way back, the way there. I might stop in Detroit and go to see Giants at Lions just because I want to get to a few of the games. The fall is going to be tough. I'd actually love to go to the Denver game too. I don't know if any of you guys are out there.
Yeah, looking at New Orleans wouldn't be bad.
I could DM you on the side. This came from an inside source from the New York Giants, so I got to keep this close to me. It's nobody that probably anybody would know, but the person who I got this from, I'm gonna leave that all TBD right now. But just like last year,
yeah, don't let the identity known of who you got that from for sure.
Yeah, I can't. It's one of those things because
we want to keep getting these.
Right, we got this last year too, and I put it on Twitter like first thing in the morning, and I was kind of hoping that it would be right last year because it was kind of like a trial run, and it did turn out to be right. The only person who I know has a schedule earlier is this legit. So Authentic, to give you a heads up, like last year, we got the schedule early and we went live, and like it did turn out to be completely accurate. So I would trust this source a lot because this would be 2 years in a row, and it looks like everything's kind of lining up. So we'll see. And by the way, if we're wrong, we'll completely eat it. I'll take full responsibility here, but this is a reliable source here.
And I think we have another source as well that we got a schedule from that lined up with this as well, right? Don't we have a second source, or is that the same source?
It's just one.
Oh, just one for both you guys?
Yeah, one person who's kind enough to release this. Just one for both of us.
Because I know somebody else on Rush had the same one, so I didn't know if there was
we got it in a text message, so.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So cool. Yeah. So yeah, and I remember last year was pretty accurate as well. So but yeah, what's interesting is we have the one Monday night game, right? Against the Patriots. That'll be fun. I think that's a good game. Like that'll be a good game on Monday night. The Sunday night game, obviously against the Chiefs, and then Thursday night, in Philly. So a little October horrors going on there, but
yeah. I mean, it could be a little tough. I mean, San Francisco, we just don't really know what's going to happen with the quarterback situation there, right? So
again, that's another cross country trip for them too, right? So they're coming here, so that helps in the cold. We just don't know. But again, I don't. Again, initial reaction. I know everybody's like, "Oh, this is going to be a brutal schedule the teams were playing," but I feel better after what we've done in free agency and the draft to like this schedule doesn't seem as brutal anymore. It feels like, okay, yeah, this is manageable. Whether or not what we do is another story, but I don't feel like we're outclassed by every single team on here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, somehow the spacing of these teams seem to work out, like kind of where it's a little bit scattered here and there. And again, guys, like we don't know who's going to be good and bad. I'll give you a perfect example, and we can take a good guess as to who's going to be good and bad. Like, don't get me wrong, not everybody's going to fall there. Look, we opened up against the Titans a couple years ago, and we thought that was going to be a brutally hard game, and it turned out that was an easy game. Well, winnable.
Well, not easy, but we won it winnable, right?
Right. But the Titans were coming off a pretty damn good year. They were a more established team. So for us to opening against Washington, who knows? They might take a step back. And like you said, we competed with them last year. Now, I remember talking to Authentic about this, and he did bring up a good point. Like, we do have to concern ourselves with how many points could the Commanders have scored against us, had our offense really been in the game. Let's just see what happens. I'm very curious to see what happens and how our defense is able to take that step forward because I have more confidence in them. Offense, not saying I'm not confident, but I'd be very happy if we were just average. Like I feel like that's almost just the goal right now. Just get to average and we can go from there.
Well, I think we definitely can score more points than we did last year. And think about it this way. I mean, Washington, the first game scored 21 points, but it was all field goals, right? So there was no touchdown scored. And our offense, scored 18 or whatever it was. And so that was there. We scored 22 in the second game. And if we can keep our offense on the field longer, our defense is going to be more rested. So I can't see our offense not putting them on more points than last year. I mean, again, in my opinion, it's a huge upgrade at quarterback. Like even if Russ is top 20, like our number 20, that's still a huge upgrade because we had the 32nd quarterback last year. So it's a huge upgrade. And we added to our run game. The offensive line, I know people still worried about that, but I keep saying this, I'll keep saying it. They're back for year 2. So you have continuity. And I think people undervalue continuity with the offensive line. So they're all back. It's second year under Carm. And I think it's good. And again, we got guys that got open. We just didn't have quarterbacks that could see them or hit them, right? We had, how many times do I have to say, we had a flea flicker with 2 guys open and we couldn't hit one of the 2. That's not going to happen this year, or shouldn't happen. So I do like the energy from the team. I know Ryan Dunleavy talked about it on Monday as well. Like, there's just a different edge to this team, which these rookies brought in. I think the veterans that came in have an edge as well. Brian Burns in year 2, Holland and Tibbs, former teammates playing together. Adebo and Karake, college teammates playing together. Don't underestimate the impact that can have as well. So, yeah, I'm not saying what they're going to do or how many wins they're going to get, but I feel confident we can be in every game and win, more games than last year. Let me say that. I think there's more winnable games for us than I felt like last year. And again, that's just being realistic.
100%. And look, everybody in the group chat, like feel free. List your prediction for the Giants record. It's all good. If it's good or bad, go for it. We just love to hear your thoughts. Games I'm going to try to go to. I might try to go to Denver, to be honest with you. I'll definitely be at Chicago. Okay. I'm not doing anything that weekend. Weekends I know I'm cooked for. September, I'm going to be in Los Angeles in mid-September, so I can't. Dallas and Kansas City are out of the question. Right. I actually forgot. I thought the Chargers were going to be a home game. So the fact that if it was an away game, I actually would have tried to probably make it out there. I'm never going to go to an Eagles game. I'm never going to at Phil. I grew up in the Philadelphia area. Never would go to Philadelphia.
No, same here. Vegas, that stadium's pretty dope.
And I did say this, Sean. It was on Christmas, which I was a little worried about. That I'd be very concerned. But the fact that it's actually, I'm not concerned, but just I wouldn't have even thought about it. Saturday, though, what if I flew to Vegas the day after Christmas? Ooh, those flights are going to be expensive, man.
Right. That's not bad. I wouldn't mind going to that Chargers game. That might be a decent
one. I have a wedding in Boston that weekend, so I can't make it. I was kind of hoping that the New England game would line up with that one. So, is what it is.
Yeah. That Vegas – listen, if I could man, I tell you what. I'm just trying to think of the other ones that would be good ones to go to. Yeah, I think – obviously Kansas City for being a Sunday night game would be pretty cool. I know Kansas City's Kansas City, but that would be a cool game to go to. But it is Sunday night, so it makes it a little tough. I'll have to get with Craig and Chris and see what I can do.
If you're a Giants fan in the area, there's your chance to also see Mahomes play, right? And there is like a certain aspect there that I think has to be taken into account when you're trying to figure out what to go to. It's going to be more expensive. Probably going to be a lot of Chiefs fans there. Last year really felt like, we were like an Airbnb for away fans, and I get it, we sucked, but
I got a feeling we're not going to see much of that this year, especially early on. I think this year,
sports, because that's what happened last year. Look, I will say that Bucs fan game, we got mobbed by Bucs fans, and we generally mob their stadium because of how many Giants fans are in Florida. Have you been to that stadium before?
What, Bucs Stadium?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Every time the Giants have played here since I've lived in Florida, I've gone to those games.
The guy says that's the biggest Giants crowd that he sees on away games.
Oh, huge Giants crowd down there. Absolutely. I was surrounded by Giants fans. It was great the entire time. Great stadium too. Like, I know it's an older one, but the ship there is cool. The ambiance there is cool. That is a fun stadium to go to. I enjoyed it every time. I need them to come back again. Imagine if we could get you guys to fly down to Tampa and we'd have a rush show in Tampa for playing against the Bucs. How cool would that be?
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Right. So I'm going to see, I think the Chargers game, maybe I can see if I can try to do. I'll talk to Craig and Chris, but listen, man, again, the fact that we're able to put this out here and people see it and, guys, just do us a favor. Like, when you're putting it out there, let people know that it came from us. We appreciate that because, we're putting it out there for you and, let people know you got it from Rush, but we appreciate you. We want to do this for you guys. And the fact that we're able to get this out there is awesome, and you guys can see it early. So spread the news, man. Spread the news.
Yeah, please spread the news. And look, we do have to get back to what we have to wait. Well,
I think we scheduled program.
Work full time for New York Giants Rush. So we do appreciate you guys tuning in. Just like and subscribe, interact. We'll keep trying to get these early schedule releases for you next year. And we'll keep going. It's the one thing that we're confident we're able to do. Unfortunately, we, I can't always get into the pit for the draft. And that's it. So, Sean, maybe we can hang up here. I'll release the full schedule on Twitter, and everybody can go from there. But appreciate it.
We'll put it up.
Tuned in for this. So, we'll
Yeah,
still
thanks
be
guys for
to reach
coming
out.
in. We appreciate you.
Guys. Bye.